Hello, 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 everybody.
Hey, how you doing?
Man,
Look, hey, Carol, look, you have your pearls
Good
too.
day,
I was
Karen.
clutching my pearls just when I listen. Oh, thank you all for tuning in with us this
Thanks for
evening.
tuning in, everybody.
That's right.
Uh,
That's right. For
you know,
clutching
we
our
put this
pearls.
he
And
said
and
not
we
to
put
clutch
this late
pearls.
night commission on late
late
kind of
nights
last minute one.
after dark.
Yeah, but with all of the things that have been going on in the community these last couple of days, we just felt that we needed to go on ahead and get on here and talk about it a little bit and
What?
see what we can put together or what we can do
Well, it's
to try
already
to help
put
the
together.
community.
But
Yeah,
before we do that, we want everybody to like, share, and subscribe.
like,
Like,
share, and
share, and
subscribe.
subscribe.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Yes,
Carol, how
and
you
I just,
doing?
oh my goodness, I want to touch some stuff and try to like, share, and subscribe, as you guys know, my technology skills. So,
And Miss Liz, you're there, aren't you? Jamaica.
Hello, everybody.
Listen, you know what? When I was watching those pearls drop, you saw me. I came on like that because there have been so many things going on in the community lately
wait,
that
wait,
it's just
Steve, what is that in the background? Somebody's TV is very loud.
Somebody, somebody's got their phone going. Oh, you know what? That's me.
that's you, Stephanie.
Okay. All right.
That was Stephanie. No, I said I was already rubbing
My
them
bad.
because so much has been going on.
No, that's my Bluetooth speaker thing is going, so my bad.
Is it still on?
We still
I
hear it.
still hear it.
It's
Let me see. Miss Liz, or no, Miss Liz is muted. I think it was Miss Liz. Okay, I'm leaving out now.
Okay, let's see if we. Okay, we don't hear it now, do we?
mm-mm.
I, I,
So,
I, I said I was rubbing them because so much has gone on this week. This has been a crazy week. I mean, well,
oh my
more than
God.
a week, but lately, have you all?
Um,
Listen, what do the kids say? Flint is not a real place.
That's
I'm starting to believe them
that's
because
how it
this
is,
is ridiculous. This
and
is not the
everybody's
place that I
talking about
love.
the same thing.
I mean, I just first of all, I would like to have our our forever mayor clear up some misinformation. Well, it's a lie. I was gonna try to be nice, but she ain't never nice, so why should I be?
Hey,
Um,
hey, Drulina.
for the record, Mayor Weaver,
Yes.
did you ever go down to council and when budget hearings were in place to explain and back up your budget?
So let me tell you. Okay, Jamaica.
Can I answer that? Because I was with you.
Go ahead.
Yes, she went. Okay, I'll be quiet now.
I mean, you know what? That's funny because I heard that a certain council person by the name of Liddell, you know, Lewis, said that I didn't come to the budget hearings. Now, not only did I come, you know what? I presented a budget. Okay, bye bye. I would present the budget, and I would have the CFO and the department heads would be there as well. And when I presented a budget, I didn't give them, in the words of Sheldon Neely, a cerebral budget. I gave them actual numbers. I gave them all of the numbers. They didn't just get a summary, they got the book. And yes, I showed up.
Well, according to Tanya, they got two budgets. So which one we vote, girl?
Well, let me say this. Let me say
It's a
this.
funky two step.
Let me say this. We don't vote for none of them because ain't neither one of them balanced. That's number one. The charter specifically states
Hey, Carol.
you have to pass a balanced budget.
Carol.
Yeah.
Hey, Carol, really quick. Can I have you come out and come back in? Because it's like kind of lagging on your end.
Okay. Let me
Yeah.
see.
Appreciate
I'll get in now. Okay.
And you know what? But she's known for not telling the truth. Let me just say that. And it's funny because we didn't even know this was going to come up. And Jamaica just said last night that she could join us. So none of this was planned to have her on here to say that. And actually, Councilwoman Burns called me. She's in the council meeting. Hey, Michael Clack. Hey, Jasmine. She's in the council meeting. And she asked me that question. So, and at first I thought she meant had I come to the ones that they were hosting right now, holding. And I said, no. And then I said, oh, you mean when I was in office? She said, yes. I said, yes, I was there. I said, and I was there, like I said, to present it, gave them not just a summary, but the book with all the numbers in, and showed up and had those department heads there as well. So if she's saying that, she's just not telling the truth.
So
But-
let me
Well, what else
wait a
is
minute
new?
before we go.
Or do they not have what's his name? What's his face there anymore? Because I remember there were recordings of the council meeting, and you can go on YouTube. All they gotta do is go back and look. Then they'll
They not
Look
just-
for no
they ain't
information
trying to
backed up.
prove no
Nothing.
facts.
She ain't looking at no facts or backed up no
She
information.
just telling a bunch of lies.
Somebody
She
then
see-
sent her a text message while she was sitting up there saying no, they didn't, and she rolled with it. So, girl. believe
Anyway,
she wasn't even here.
Believe
so
the
let me
back.
say this. Let me say this. Any responsible, first of all, both of the budgets are not balanced. The charter specifically says you have to pass a balanced budget. Both of them put the city in a deficit, number one. Number two, any responsible body that handles financials, okay, and you have a CFO over finances, and you're doing this on a time schedule, annually, quarterly, or whatever, that's common sense that you have your number person there. Any buffoon, any circus, okay, when we was on the board, when we had to do our budget,
Or she made
a
it.
matter of fact, on the board, every board meeting, all the heads of the departments had to be there because this question may arise.
Exactly.
Okay, that's the
Exactly.
bottom line.
And that was
And-
how it was done.
And I can't make informed decisions on behalf of whomever I'm representing if I got a bunch of bozos up here that don't know nothing about nothing except for they are part of the Hot Pocket crew and they got to run some 1-2 left plays to get theirs. That's all this is about. That's why they don't know no numbers. That's why numbers ain't important. That's why ain't nobody there. They're not there to. They're not there to do a job. They're there
Right.
to disrupt and steal.
Well,
That's
when
it.
they weren't even given numbers, and I saw Jasmine put in there she didn't even live here then, which is so true.
That's why she don't know.
So I'm glad that Councilwoman Burns called to ask while she was in the meeting, and I'm glad we're taking care of this right off the top. Because we're not going to let that kind of thing slide. It's been too much stuff sliding in the city of Flint.
Well,
lately.
that's why we didn't slid. That's why we didn't slid into the hole that we in.
What is the ask? Is the ask of the council that they approve a budget that has a deficit? How do you approve to spend money that you don't have? And if that's a real thing, somebody teach it to me so I can spend money that I don't have and be going on about my business. Who does that? So why would they
Well,
even?
let's be clear here. You have to first understand the assignment. And I'm going to say it again. The assignment was to put us back under an emergency manager. The assignment was for them to still up and misappropriate everything and turn the city back over to the ones that sent them. They're not here for us, okay? And so like I said, they don't care about a budget because they didn't come to budget. They don't care about policing because they didn't come to police. They didn't come to represent the people. They came to get paid, and that's all they doing. That's all they doing. Is
And you know
lacing their
what?
pocket.
They're
And
this
they got
close
caught,
to completing
they got
their
caught tonight.
And then this is another thing. I don't care what she did when she was in office. She ain't in office now. So why are we talking about that? Boom.
that
I'm
part.
done. I'm done.
Well, and you know what? I did see Michelle's question, and I don't know the answer to that. She said,
I don't know that one too either,
Right,
Michelle.
I don't know
What did
about
she say?
what
What
happened
happened
with
with
the $13 million deficit. But you know what? I want to jump to something, if that's okay with you all, because I don't know if you all saw the flyer, and there was a silhouette on the flyer. And so I want to talk about who's going to fill that silhouette in for this evening, because you remember, what was it? Not the last time we were on, but the time before that, we acknowledged some pearl clutchers. We have a pearl clutcher to acknowledge, but not yet, because you all have been, you see what's happening at city council meetings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Liz, you were there. You were there Monday. You all saw Monday?
Listen, I had folks
I
calling
know,
me
start clutching now.
about it.
People all over the country saw what happened Monday.
Mhm.
Yeah, Monday was I couldn't believe it. I just and then for the spin that's been put on it to try to turn around and blame the very people that were victimized is diabolical. It's diabolical.
Well, everybody's fed up now, and it showed through loud and clear Monday night at the council meeting. And
Absolutely.
I mean, that's, you can see that's the hurt of the people that's coming through, that anger and that frustration. But the good thing is it's bringing people out, and people, I mean, it was a full house in there. It was a full house in there. Huh?
I said good.
Yeah, it was a full house. And people spoke out. People spoke out. You know, and it was funny because, Liz, how long would you say public speaking was? A couple of hours almost?
A couple of hours. I did see that.
Yeah, I think it was like 2 hours almost. And then we stayed for the, to hear council response. And wait, before we bring the silhouette guest, Landon, do you have a clip?
Yeah,
Pfeiffer caught them in that lie.
Yeah, show us a clip from Monday night before we bring in someone that spoke Monday night.
Roll that bean.
I just have one question, because I have a clip from previously that he brings up. So do you want me to play that clip first and then transition into him from Monday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, look, we just back for the show, y'all. Y'all sit back and watch.
Miss Beverly Biggs! First Amendment protected activity! Why are you harassing this elderly gentleman?
They taking our car.
No, they're not. Yay, Flake, get on here! Get on here, Flake! Look what they do to these elderly gentlemen! M. Tinsdale! He wants to be the mayor's goon! There we go! We got a badge number now! What's your reasonable, articulable suspicion you have of a crime he's committed? Police brutality! Police brutality! Police brutality! Police brutality! Police brutality! Now the car's going! Look what these fucking idiots did! Look what they did! Look what they did! Oh, what you fucking think? What you think's coming? You think we the people are a game? Bitch? Ooh.
Giving all praise to God. Through the council, I too raised on behalf of yesterday the blatant disrespect of the people. Council, we demand a full investigation. We deserve, the people of this community deserve better.
Still coming back.
There was shame brought on this community on yesterday. All over the nation, people saw that kind of blatant brutality.
Blatant.
That's ridiculous. And we have not heard from the mayor,
You won't.
chief police,
You won't.
no one has come out and said nothing about that incident on yesterday. That's a shame. And we ask in this council, this community cannot stand that kind of rhetoric. No more. Snatching folks out of cars for a speeding ticket or a traffic ticket, that's ridiculous. It's absolutely uncalled for. And this council needs to demand a thorough investigation. And the person who we saw snatch one car, he needs to be put on administrative leave until the investigation. To remain sit silent on something as egregious as that is absolutely ridiculous. And I don't think none of you up here can agree that that was a satisfactory scene for this community. That was a shame. It was absolutely uncalled for. And the ones who protect and serve this community were the one that was involved in doing it. That's even worse. The police. That's ridiculous. I'm telling you, that's crazy. And we demand answers. This community deserves it. That's paying us back in the 60s and the 70s.
Facts.
Only thing was lacking was the dogs in the water.
Facts. Mississippi
That's
burning.
ridiculous. That was shameful what happened. No one, none of you up there can say that was a pretty scene. And I'm asking you.
They probably laughed.
That's ridiculous. I'm telling you. This community deserves some answers to this. And we deserve some urgent answers. Not no next week. We deserve some urgent answers. And what's going to be done about what happened. Thank you so much.
Right on, brother. Good talk. Good speech.
Clutch your
Wow.
pearls.
I
Clutch
know.
your dad blame pearls. The Lord the name of everything righteous.
That's why I said he's a pearl clutcher. We're going to acknowledge that because, Mr. Gilchrist, can you bring him in? Hey. You got us clutching. All right. You got us clutching our pearls.
Yeah.
How is everybody?
Fine. Good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. It's just, now guys, you guys got to realize now, I'm up in age. I'm not young like you guys. It's late for me.
Well, we thank you for coming on, but we know you're up at this time.
I was gonna say,
I was
this,
about to say,
you
he
know, I
probably-
know. You
He
always
be
spoke.
Don't even try it, sir.
What was going
Well,
on that night? And thank you for staying up and joining us this evening. We do appreciate it.
I'm honored. I'm honored. Bless you guys. Bless you. So yeah,
Well-
I was listening at that Landon, that what was I was trying to convey, and we had gotten Man Weaver and gang, we had gotten just so many calls. The wife had gotten so many calls over the NAACP office with them they're saying, and sent several different videos, different ones, because there was so many people that was videoing, and it was, and when you saw that, you really, that was just not a time that you could say, what's this about? And when you're hearing crazy stuff like he has your flashes on, holding up the traffic. I mean, a traffic ticket doesn't want you snatching me out the car and possibly breaking my neck, possibly, like you did, pulled him out of the car and had looked like they had their foot on his back.
And the car was rolling. They could have injured some innocent bystanders.
And they had to see the car moving when they was pulling. They had to see the car moving.
Right.
I mean, that just made no sense. And then when you see on yesterday the mayor standing up there talking about what had gone on at City Council that Monday night, and didn't say a mumbling word about what had happened on the streets on Sunday night, which was very troubling, as he being the leader of the community, that you would stand by and think that that's okay, and we take this and do as they have done so many times, sweep it up on the rug, and let's not say nothing, and it'll go away. I mean, he has that's his makeup. That's his makeup. Let's do this and hide this. Let's get rid of the. Let's not talk about the two young kids that got left in the fire, and hope it'll go. Let's don't talk about it. So possibly it'll go away. I mean, these are the kinds of things that is his makeup, and we can't. You talking about a video that has been seen all over the country. My daughter called me last night and was saying, "Daddy, what was that? Who was that? What happened in Flint with this?" I mean, and you guys, I don't know whether you guys know that, but that's my church brother.
Oh wow!
He goes to church at Christ Fellowship. He and his wife both. I didn't even know that until she called. She called as well.
Okay.
And said that.
Let me ask you something too. When you wrap up, Mr. Gilchrist,
she called and she said, "I'm at the hospital." This was Sunday night, and I said, "You at the hospital?" I said, "What's wrong?" And she said, "I'm out here with my husband." I said, "What?" I said, "What's wrong with him?" She said, "The police beat him up." I said, it wasn't Terrence the one that pulled out the car either. She said, "Yep, that was Terrence." I said, "What?" I mean, if anybody know him, and I think Landon can speak to it as well, because Landon's. I'm just telling you, this gentleman.
Very mild-mannered dude. Very mild-mannered dude.
He's a quiet guy. I'm just telling you. You have to know him, that you would know that he's not going to be resisting arrest. He wasn't going to be doing none of that.
If somebody told me he stepped on a spider, I wouldn't believe him.
So let me jump in here and ask. I'm gonna call it how we kick it. This is the godfather of politics and the guru of pushing us when we are weary, when we're on the campaign trails. Now, you mentioned Mr. Terrence goes to church with you.
Yes. Flint Branch and WCP.
And yes. So he's when I say he's the godfather of politics and all of that, it's because of the positions and the servitude that he offers up to the community is why I labeled him that. And also has mentored us in so many capacities as far as political career goes. This is what I wanted to say to you, though. Mr. Terrence is also married to Miss Beverly Biggs. For those of you who do not know, Miss Beverly Biggs has won the opportunity to get her name on the ballot for the 3rd Ward upcoming election, okay, along with AC Dumas. So she is a candidate. Her car was also shot up. Michael Clack, who has also ran several times against Sheldon Nillie's wife, Cynthia Nillie, for that state rep seat. He's been targeted several times. When I ran, I was slandered. I wouldn't put myself in the position because, I always used to say that I don't want them pinning a case on me. also Danielle Green, do you think there's a pattern that this man's camp tends to try to put a fake and felonious charges on people that may be a threat to them in upcoming elections? Because it's appearing that candidates that are running against people that he his dogs that he put in the fight are being targeted in this manner. What do you think about that?
I think really, Carol, that this mayor has a problem with telling the truth.
That's true.
He cannot. He fabricates. He makes up stories to try and put you in a position of a bad look, you know, to try and make sure that you don't have any kind of favoritism with the community. He will always want to paint you a dark color.
Yes.
And so he has anytime you see that someone would totally ignore that situation that you saw on Sunday, totally ignore that,
Right.
and would call a press conference and talk about everything but addressing that particular issue. And you talking about 2025, when these kinds of situation has risen all over the country and has caused all kinds of chaos in cities. And these are the kinds of things I'm saying that you want to make sure in your city that you protect.
Right.
Yeah.
Those kinds of things, that's what riots come from.
Mm-hmm.
Do you realize that, you know, really, I don't know who all was out there with them, but it was a pretty surmountable amount of people there. Do you know those people should be commended for not going up in a rage, because that's what could have happened.
Right.
See, you got to think about what, you know, how that came down, and just good decision making and good wisdom, blessing from the Lord, that they didn't go off and start fighting and throwing stuff, and could have caused an uproar riot, and folks could have lost their lives.
And Mr. Gilchrist, they had large guns in the city council.
I'm just telling you that was
dangerous.
And that's what I'm talking about. And so for you not to speak out on that and say that, you know, I want to look into this, the least thing you could do, that's the least respect you can show the community, is to look up and say, this, I want to look at this and see what happened.
Well, let me ask you this.
You had several officers there that should be suspended, at least until you say there's an investigation taking place, and these people are going to be suspended until that takes place. And another thing that I think, you can't let the Flint City Police investigate themselves, and they were and they are the one that was part of the problem. So they aren't going to find no fault in themselves. So you got to go outside and call in Sheriff Department, Michigan State Police Department, FBI, or somebody of that nature to be able to investigate that, so that the community can be at peace. See, this is a situation where I'm saying, as the leader of the city, he should be trying to do all he can do to make sure that he keeps some harmony in the community. But when you look up and there's nothing being done, nothing being said, and we trying to cover it up, see, that's where we run into problems at. People don't sit back and you see people dragging 70 some year people out of the car. Here's a lady, Gwen is 70 something.
Yes, correct.
Snatch her out of the car, handcuff her, carry her back to the car, park her, and then they call the officer and tell the officer she's not the right one.
Yeah,
that's not her. Well, who was the right one?
And then didn't the officer tell her to say thank you?
And the officer come back to the to the cruiser, gets out of the car, take the handcuffs off her, and told her, say, your keys are in the front seat. And don't you think you want to say thank you, officer?
I mean that's
from Mississippi.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
That's terrible. But
that's dehumanizing.
And that's why I'm saying that.
Right.
Why I'm saying, listen, this is not a time to be silent.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a time to be silent where we can't speak up on these kinds of issues that we know that we cannot let you keep burying these kinds of issues, because eventually we're going to have a major mass problem.
Yeah, someone is going to be hurt physically.
I'm just telling you.
I mean, I was surprised nothing happened not Sunday, but at the council meeting.
Monday.
The environment was right for something to happen, and something did happen, because you saw police officers, fighting with residents. They were attacking them, and that's what's been happening. They've been weaponized against the people. I mean, today Tanya and Dennis Pfeiffer had a press conference where they talked about the weaponization of the police, and they talked about why they're not passing an unbalanced budget, why they're not doing that. Behind them came 810 News had a press conference and said the same thing as far as people having a voice. And people were there. People are sick and tired of what we're dealing with. And it's evident by the behavior that we see. I mean, it's just terrible. And you can see the police even today, Gil, one of the things, when Candace got upset because people did not appreciate what Judy had to say as far as explaining what a balanced budget meant to people. And she started telling the police, we'll clear the chamber out, start moving the people out. And they kind of just stood there. And so they called for a recess. Yeah, Jamaica.
The police stood there?
Yeah, they didn't do anything when she asked for that.
Because you can't use police as your personal bullies or bodyguards. And the environment it creates. The thing is, I mean, if you look at the history of police, especially in marginalized communities like ours, it's already a divide. There's already not like cohesive or good relationships. And then when you get in a situation where our elected officials are using the police to attack us, are using the police to come after us, people come to, and I'm just gonna call it like it is. Candace know better. She knows better. And I know we know she knows better. You don't use the police for those types of things. You just don't do that. People cannot appreciate what you have to say. People can voice their opinion. People can do those things, but you don't get to tell the police, clear them out or do whatever, because it's going, like Mr. G said, like somebody's going to end up hurt. Like it's going to create a volatile situation. It's going to be like that. Like it's going to pop after a while. And Flint does not need to be one of those communities. We don't need to be one of those communities. I don't want to be one of those communities.
Mm-hmm.
Candace doesn't have pride in the community like the residents that are protesting. And I think that's why she triggers everything. Her voice, her droning on, her reprimands, her I will clear the council, just all the threats. She's just pathetically power crazy. And it's so pathetic. It's just disgusting. And they accused Miss Savage of using vulgarity. You think what Liddell does and Candace does isn't way more vulgar than any four-letter word I've ever heard in my life. The way they treat people is nothing but vulgar. And tyranny. They're tyrants. They promote tyranny.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy because like our families live here. We live here. We don't want a community that you afraid to say something because you might get hit upside your head by the police. You don't want that. And our elected officials should not be fostering that type of environment. Come on now. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Elected officials work for us. At this point, they need to be fired.
Right.
You know, I can remember Jamaica back in the day when we elected the first black elected mayor of the city of Flint was Jim Sharp, James Sharp. And when Sharp ran on an issue, and when he won that night, one of his famous lines was, "Police brutality in the city of Flint is over."
It's back. It's
And
back.
I'm just telling you, we fought because there was.
No. Well, I can speak to some of that since I'm from that era as well. We fought very hard to have Black females on the police department. And look how that one young Black female has acted on Sunday. She couldn't get her hands on Mr. Levy fast enough. And then again at council, she's just right there doing the very things that we wanted Black women on the police department, but certainly not to act like she has. She too should be fired.
And I think what he was going to say was how hard people fought to get a Black chief of police.
Yeah,
that was really important. But let me ask this, Landon. Landon, are you there?
I'm here.
I was going to ask him to
I'm
show.
trying to get Mr. Gilbert.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, I was going to say, do you want to show some of that clip? What did you want to do next?
It all depends on which one, because I have a few now, just for the people coming in the audience. The clips did record a little loud. I'm sorry, but yeah, just press volume down. It ain't that.
Okay.
And may I chime in and say this? This what we are seeing, this is because when this first started taking place, we didn't speak up and they got drunk with this, and now it is festered and is blowing up. The first time this happened, Eric Mays filed a complaint with the Ethics and Accountability Board. I talked to you guys about that. The Ethics and Accountability Board refused to even view the evidence. The only person that would look at the evidence was myself, Billy Dantzler, and the ombuds person that they ended up firing and then rehiring her at a lower capacity, which they still don't have an ombuds person, which now she meets the qualifications, but they still won't hire her because Trishelle Young doesn't like her. But I urge you to file a complaint with your Ethics and Accountability Board, even though it's going to go to the city, which is also illegal because the Ethics and Accountability Board is supposed to be a separate and independent body from the city in case they have to hold the administration or the police department or city employees responsible or accountable. That's why they were supposed to be independent. So they are violating the very scene, the very oath, and the very purpose that they're supposed to be there serving. So I urge you to file a complaint with your Ethics and Accountability Board, even though it's going to go to the city. Sheldon Neely ain't going to take care of no business. Then you file a lawsuit against the city, the Ethics and Accountability Board, and you can file civil charges against some of these people because some of these people are acting outside of their capacity. Trishelle Young definitely knows she doing wrong. She an attorney, okay? So when they don't do it, and then the Ethics and Accountability Board has the nerves to be trying to sue the city council. So I suggest that we as citizens sue the Ethics and Accountability Board when they don't act on these complaints. It's time for accountability for everybody. So let's everybody go to jail. And let's everybody just expose everybody then. Let's just do that.
You know what? I want to let me say something else too. The president or chairperson or whatever he shall be named, leader of the Ethics and Accountability Board, got up today in council doing public speaking and advocated for the passing of the budget.
Of course he did.
But girl, listen. had the unmitigated gall, and yes, I brought that back. I brought that one back up.
Brought that one. That one.
To say that he was doing it because he was trying to protect his employee Shasta Little.
And everybody proceeded to throw up all over the place.
Because he did not want her to get laid off, because then he had the nerve to list all of the things. She's a mother and her husband is sick and she's got a kid in college. And I think so.
After he supported her losing her job while her daughter was on the way to college, he supported that. And he also got some of those ARPA funds for working for his mother's nonprofit for distributing water. And he spoke on that in an open ethics meeting, like he's better than somebody else who is distributing water. Okay, so yes, of course he supports an unbalanced budget. Just like when I voted for the CFO, the city CFO, to come before the Ethics and Accountability Board to explain why he didn't have the answers for the city council so that they can make an informed decision to pass the budget last year, and they act like they was going to investigate, and they didn't investigate, which wasn't voted on, and I ought to sue them for that, because just because I'm no longer there, if a vote passes, you got a responsibility to look into it and do your due diligence. But no, the Ethics and Accountability Board is doing Sheldon Nilly's dirty work, and they need to be sued. Trishelle Young's license needs to be looked into, because she's supposed to be upholding the law, not helping break the law or circumvent the law or lacing her pockets. She got some of that water crisis money, and she getting her hands on some of that ARPA fund. That little pal mess, that's her nonprofit. But yes, she tried to get some ARPA funds for her nonprofit.
Well, I think the Ethics and Accountability Board should be disbanded publicly, because it is dysfunctional, and it only Carol, it only gives the public a false sense of security. It is dysfunctional. It needs to be disbanded. And if we want it to come back, bring it back, but certainly different than it is now, like it was originally. And the other thing that annoys me to no end is when I get angry and I'm in places where people say, take them to court. We can't find a lawyer. We can't find a judge. Don't say that anymore. Stop doing that to the community.
Right.
We do not have state police on our side. One of the people that was hurt yesterday, a woman at council, she went to file a complaint with the state police, and she said they wouldn't even accept it. So we can't leave the public. Wow. We have a responsibility to not perpetuate any false impressions that there is support, help, and guidance in this city unless we do it. It is not someplace else. It is not in another environment. And that makes me angry.
This is the thing I'm finding out, though.
Let's go to the video after you finish, Carol.
Okay, we haven't been victorious in those things. What I have realized, though, is because we're not filing documents in the court. Eric Mays was victorious in representing himself several times. Like I was speaking to Michael Clack about, we complain and we expose it, but we have to file the documents. No, you won't get a lawyer. I'm sure you won't. But I'm thinking once we put enough complaints on the record, maybe we'll have to get together and file a class action lawsuit. Maybe a hungry lawyer. And let me say this, and I'm gonna let's go to the video. And my favorite attorney, Miss Sharice Lee Williams, has been sworn into the U.S. Supreme Court of Attorneys. She is now a U.S. Supreme Court attorney. So I just wanted to share that. Yes. So go ahead.
That's nice. That's really nice.
That is amazing.
It sure is. It sure is. And
she's one of the only ones that stand up for us. So I have to.
There are not many. You're right about that, Carol. And I know Landon was going to bring up the video. And while he's doing that, could you believe that lie Candace told on Michael Clack today?
Yes, it's live and in living color. My
God, she said.
So they called out Michael Clack for disturbing the yelling out. It wasn't Michael.
And it wasn't Michael Clack. And Liddell said the man in the blue. And the man in the blue stood up and did like this to show everybody it was him.
And it was a white man. That's right.
Said, Michael Clack, you said Michael Clack. And Michael Clack, this is your first warning. And it's like the other person stood up. He said it was him. He did this and identified himself. And Candace said Michael Clack and gave him a warning. I said, now you know what? This is just absolutely crazy. Landon, we're ready whenever you are.
Did you want to read any of these comments first before I went in? All right. I know somebody said that Liddell voted against. Sorry, I'm trying to get here.
Thompson.
Yeah, here we go. Yep. So there were a few I did want y'all to see, but I'll highlight a couple of them.
Liddell's evil.
She definitely a demon.
Yeah, and so is Candace.
Oh, absolutely.
I agreed, and any cop involved in Sunday or Monday's brutality should be suspended without pay. Green should be fired. Citizens should not have been touched unless they were guilty of an actual crime.
Right.
Let me see. We're just going through. Del Rico J. Lloyd said it's all sickening and saddening, and to blame the residents for the frustration and grief which has been provoked in them is even worse.
Del Rico said he put up a post I don't know if it was yesterday. He talked about from water crisis to leadership crisis.
Yep.
I said, yep.
Man.
You're right about
Yeah.
that. We are.
I saw that. He's absolutely right.
He's absolutely right. Oh, sure. We've been clutching a lot lately. We're clutching.
Look, I done almost choked myself out. I'm clutching so hard. Girl, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then I did want to say that Mayor Weaver already addressed LL's comments at the beginning of the live, so y'all have to tune back to the beginning.
They were not true. She is not telling the truth. And it was funny because Jamaica said, let me answer the question for you because I was there when we were at those meetings. So, it's just a lie.
Well, she wasn't living here anyway, so how would she know?
No, she was too busy making songs about Flint being janky from Baltimore. That's what she was doing.
Well, even if she knew the truth, she wasn't gonna tell it.
I said I couldn't
say I'm not even light skinned.
I couldn't Liddell looked right at me and lie. I couldn't either. That was, in front of everybody's face. It's like I don't care what you saw. What was that song? Remember that song Shaggy had? It wasn't me, and it was him all the time. Liddell just did this. Candace did, right in our face.
And I love the song, They're Not Like Us. And that is Candace and Liddell. They're just not like us.
At all.
I don't know who they like.
Hopefully they not like nobody. Hopefully they, because this is a disgrace. But you know what? But these people are violating people's constitutional rights. Back to that Eric Mays things, they're constantly violating the charter. Just people's civil rights, and it's nothing being done. And like I said, there's nothing going to be done, and it's not guaranteed that we'll win in court. But at least you can get it on record in case you have to appeal it to a higher court. And Michael Clack is being targeted because he runs against Cynthia Nilly for that state rep seat, and they know that she's a shoe on up out the door too. Okay, one thing about Michael Clack, he is an educator and he does try to utilize the process. I think anybody would be better than what we have for leadership after her sending that money to Grand Rapids.
Girl, Bird Ernie would be better than her right now.
There was a comment that just came up right before. What was that comment? Did someone say Liddell voted on giving money to Pastor? She voted no.
No, she voted no. And then they extradited the money to a St. Mark in Grand Rapids. and starving their own community. And Liddell on any given day will get her soggy, bad body self in that line and go get some of them groceries and be sitting up with her next door neighbor's bridge card in her pocket and won't pay the woman for her food stamps and then turn her in. Okay, Liddell needs to be, after she go to jail, she need to be thrown to hell. She rotten. Who does that? Who illegally buys a bridge card, won't pay the person, then turn them in? You a demon just to come up with that. And then you gonna tell on her because she illegally selling her bridge. Well, you're illegally buying it, clown. But since you so used to breaking the law, you don't even realize you illegal too.
Right.
But you want to talk about Beverly Biggs. Well, what about you?
Mhm.
What about you? I just can't believe that and this is another thing I want to say. Stop talking about the whole city council need to go. Because if you didn't have 4 strong council people down there fighting for you and standing up, even when it's hard to stand, yes, we will be getting, you think we getting dogged. Okay, this is why we in the shambles we in, and that's why the Flint Community School District gave back $15 million, because you got rid of your people who was really working for the school district. So did you have y'all please ride past Southwestern to see them blinds? They gave back $15 million in Southwestern blinds. Y'all didn't think to spend some of that on the blinds at y'all only high school, but that ain't got nothing to do with this. But I'm just saying, it's the same old two-step, and now we got 4 city council people getting sued, just like we have 4 board members getting sued. If you stand up, they sue you.
I have the Michael Clack video. If y'all want to
okay.
quick while we're on the topic, I have that.
Will the real Michael Clark please stand up?
He just commented, actually.
Oh, no, I don't know if Miss Liz saw it. Here we go. What you know about that, Miss Taylor?
She did not issue them a warning.
Yes,
she can't.
She said, "Sir, that's your warning."
So let me help
He's
you out.
nodding his head, correct.
Let me finish my sentence. She cannot issue them a warning. She cannot. That's why I said she did not, because she cannot. That is why I asked who was speaking.
The gentleman in the blue shirt. It seems like our colleagues are too busy trying to maintain chaos instead of order. And so we all should be making sure that people are in order. It's the man in the blue shirt, Madam Chair.
There's 2 men in the blue shirt. Oh, wasn't you? No. Mr. Clack, that is your first warning. Please continue.
Thank you.
Please hold. Yep.
I appeal the ruling of the chair.
All right, that's good. There's been an appealing of the ruling of the chair. Is there support? It's been moved and properly supported by the councilwoman in the 6th ward. Please start his 1 minute. Wait. I don't think they have your time ready. Please start his 1 minute. Go ahead.
I think everyone on this council knows Mr. Clack didn't say a word, and it's actually funny that we're just going to give out warnings when we have no idea who actually said what. Like that right there is they're just going to give out warnings like they're birthday gifts or birthday cards like the mayor sends. This makes no sense. Mr. Clack said 0. Because you know his name, he's going to be the one that's a guilty party. And that's why I object. Mr. Clack didn't say anything.
I think he's done with his time. Can you please start my 1 minute? Any person that persists in disrupting this meeting will be in violation of Flint City Code Section 31-10, disorderly conduct, assault, and battery, and disorderly persons, and will be subject to arrest for a misdemeanor. Any person who prevents the peaceful and orderly conduct of any meeting will be given 1 warning. If they persist in disrupting the meeting, that individual will be subject to arrest. Violators will be removed from the meetings. Councilwoman in the 2nd ward identified Mr. Clack as the one yelling out. Therefore, he was issued a warning.
She did not.
Actually, she did.
No, she said a person in the blue shirt. She said a person in the blue shirt.
This is on my time. Your point of order is rejected.
You reject point of order.
A motion is always in order.
Point of order.
What is your point of order?
And I would like to complete it, please. First of all, you are accusing someone, and her statement and description was a person in a blue shirt. That's not the person in the blue shirt. You're wrong this time. You're wrong.
Awesome. Councilwoman in the second ward, would you please identify who you were identifying?
Man in the blue shirt.
What is your point of order?
This is, per the rules, the person making the objection speaks and the chair speaks, no one else.
Per the rules, Councilwoman Burns just said I had it wrong. So to get it right, I'm asking the person who called them to order. Go ahead. Who were you identifying?
Oh, you said Michael Clark, right?
Okay, thank you.
Wait, point of order. She said who? I could not hear her.
All right, so he has had 1 minute to speak. I've had 1 minute to speak. We are now going to vote.
Point of order.
What is your point of order?
Did the councilwoman state who? Did she say Michael Clark again? I didn't hear her.
The chair who is chairing, who asked the question, heard the answer.
Okay, we all are on here. We all need to hear. It's not just you.
All right, so roll call. A yes will overturn the ruling of the chair. A no will sustain the ruling of the chair. Roll call, Madam Secretary.
Dr. Lewis?
No.
She lied.
Ms. Priestley?
No.
Straight garbage, straight trash. And there need to be some civil lawsuits put in against them because you violating people's civil rights. You making up stuff.
Well, you know what? You know what, guys? Guys, do you know what perhaps we can survive until, and I think that they understand it as well. If we can survive until August, and one of those candidates, either AC or Beverly, one of those will be in that seat for the next month and a half, a year and a half, and so we'll be able to get some different leadership. That's all that's going to help that situation. You know that, because you got a situation there where right now we have no leadership at all. If you guys really look back and look at the history of our city, we all had said, from years that has gone by, that Matt Collier was the worst mayor that we had ever had. But I'm telling you, if you look at it now, I think you will see that Neely is the worst mayor that the city has ever had. Yeah. He has taken this city from somewhere to nowhere. And
oh my God!
Oh, he's terrible. I mean, he's really terrible. He has mismanaged all the funds. I mean, really. I mean, it's just a blessing thus far that the city has not been taken over by emergency managers. Because if you look at how bad he has done, he has managed these funds in this city just something terrible. You just think about it. When he took over, he had a $24 million fund balance. He squandered that in the first year. And then the ARPA fund dollars, they gave him $40 million to put in a general fund out of the ARPA fund dollars. I'm just telling you this. If you think about it, he has just financially, he has been a terrible disaster for the city. I'm just serious. He's been a disaster.
And I think he's scared to death. He's only got 8 weeks, and he will not have any more power.
That's why they're clowning like this.
That's why they're targeting Michael. That's why they're targeting Mr. Levy. That's why they're targeting Miss. They're scared shitless, and they've got 6 weeks or so, and they're out. They're out.
And he's slowly unraveling. This man is unraveling.
He's unraveled.
He's not.
And the rest of them are too. The rest of them are unraveling too. Liddell and Candace are too.
Well, when you're used to lying, cheating, and stealing and not following no rules and regulations, see, they don't know the rules. They don't know how to really execute
they didn't have to.
The process.
They had the 5 votes, so they didn't have to know.
Even outside the votes, if they ain't got the votes, they just do what they want to do.
Exactly.
They just do what they
want
want
to do. Landon, can you bring back, Sheena put something up about when Candace did this before, and I had forgotten about that. You all remember when they were voting for 3rd Ward Council, they were going to vote for someone, and that's right, Candace did the same thing when Leon did that vote, remember?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
and Candace made him take it back. That's not what he said, or she did the same thing again tonight with
And
Mike.
that's illegal. That's illegal. She can't speak for him and what he said. What he said is what he said, and you don't get to correct what he said. He correct what he said. You not sure what he said. He don't even know what he talking about. So how you know?
Well, I know it's bad. I know it's bad, but it has brought the community out, and I don't think that's going to stop because they've been exposed. They're angry with Tanya Burns because she's been helping to, take the covers off of them. They're angry about it.
Yeah, right.
Way to go, cousin.
Pfeiffer said the
Yeah,
same
they're very
thing you
angry
were saying, Gil, as far as an investigation needs to be done.
Oh, no
It's
question.
time.
I mean,
Oh,
it does. I mean, it's no question that it needs to be done. I mean, I'm appalled as one would think that you aren't going to look into that and think that that's going to just go away. And
that 5th vote, after that 5th vote, there needs to be that
Right.
first order of business needs to be a forensic audit.
Well, this is the thing. What you got to understand. This is the thing that we all have to understand. When you talking about investigating them, you talking about sending them to the penitentiary. These people have stole millions. That's why Miss Bell's car is getting shot up. That's why they're saying AC Dumas doesn't stay in the district. They gotta keep control, or it might be penitentiary time for all of them.
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Their freedom is on. Not only is the bread basket on the line, they ASS's is on the line.
That's
Because
right.
these people have done a lot of law breaking, a lot of constitutional violations, a lot of felonious activity. Like I said, what they doing rises to the level of the RICO Act. Okay, they done been embezzling money, pretending like they using it for their nonprofits in the community, and they lacing their pockets. Hey, these people got a Puff Daddy list of crimes on them.
and if you look at
baby oil.
if you look at right now, that how I'm telling you that they feeling the heat of time coming. Look at now you had the primary election. You had the primary election between the 4 candidates and the two top voters, two top vote getters. They square off for the office primary. Now you look at Neely. He's
getting shorter every day.
He had lawyers. The same lawyer that he had over there for LaShawn is the same lawyer that represented him in his recall. The same lawyer. So you got to understand now. All this he's doing, they fighting from every angle that they can fight from.
That's right.
So it's not like they aren't trying to. They surrender. They aren't gonna surrender. They aren't surrendering to AC or Beverly, because if you look at that LaShonda, whatever her name is, if you look at her, she's going around the house talking about, I'm gonna give y'all some cards so y'all know how to spell my name.
She trying to write in.
For to be a write-in. And so because yeah, she went to a person that I know that I saw him. He told me that she come to his house and was telling him that I'm who she is and I'm gonna bring you back a card so that you know how to write my name. And I said, what made you think you gonna write her name? And he said, I don't know. He said, that's what she told me she's gonna do. And so
okay, so and
yeah,
see?
so you got to realize that. Yeah, but we got to make sure that the community is also aware.
That's right.
That it's 2 people running for that seat.
Right.
Not no 3.
Stop
not
doing
no 3.
this
Not no 4.
write-in mess.
Huh?
And stop voting for these write-in clowns.
I'm just telling you, that has to stop. I mean, you done lost. You lost. You know,
But
and
see,
yet
that's
you know, just like Rose Mara jumped in there and as a write-in candidate with you and Elamine. Well, you know,
mhm.
you let him in through the back door.
After she wrote me a 30-page text about how don't let him win, you got to win, he can't sit in Eric's seat. They called her up and offered her some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and she sold her soul so quick, went to lying about she ain't sent no text, and then got mad when I had the receipts. Okay? And they say she was instrumental in causing that little diversion.
So I think that as a whole, we have got not to sit quiet on issues that we know that's affecting our community. We can't sit quiet on letting the third ward know. The third ward got to know that there's 2 candidates running, not no 3. It's 2. And all this talking about, that's not adequate. It's 2 people running. You got 2 choices. You know, and we need to be letting people know that that's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, so you know, those some things I'm telling you that we can't keep on being on these telephones talking and really not speaking out on issues that we know is affecting our community, and we see our community is going in a bad direction. It's going in a bad direction. We know that we can no longer stand back now. We know we got to come out. We got to come out behind these walls and let people know, no, we aren't going to let you do it no more. Enough is enough.
That's right. Get our feet on the ground.
He has told, this guy has totally destroyed this community.
That's right.
He got all of us hating each other. He can get all of us hating each other.
Well, the other day, Pfeiffer said he was a unifier. He brought us all together against him. And I said, well, he said, we need to thank him. He brought all of us out here together.
Yep.
And because we're fed up.
Yeah.
Right.
And enough is enough. And that's
we should be. Mayor.
Yes.
Mayor, let me just say again, thank you guys for allowing me to come on, but I'm going to shut it down and let you guys have it. Thanks so much again for allowing me to come and share with you guys. I'm gonna invite myself back again on my own.
Thanks for speaking up for us at the meeting.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Clutch.
Yeah. Okay.
Confetti on you.
Yeah, love you guys.
Love you.
All right. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Landon, can you read Del Rico's comment?
Rico just had something up there. Under Weaver's leadership, we were headed toward the promised land. Today, under Neely, we are literally back at the doorway of Egypt. Prayers for a turnaround in the future. Amen.
Come on, Mayor Weaver, fill that seat again for us.
Listen,
come on now.
Come on. Hey, you get what you vote for.
Let me tell you something. That fool gonna be on the door in hell with a smoker's jacket on, inviting people in. Ain't no way he gonna miss hell. This clown is right.
And when you look at these things that are taking place, you know what? And I'm going back to Del Rico. You can see he has lost complete control of the city.
Yep.
He has lost
himself.
It's ridiculous. It's scary, ridiculous.
To see all of that stuff going on, and as the leader of the city, you don't walk up there. You don't try to, but he's scared to because he knows he's the one that planted all these seeds, and now they've grown up.
He's
scared. They took root, and now they're choking his behind. That's what's happening. Landon, show us that video.
Show
us your video.
What in the world was that?
That's scary.
City
That was
council.
Monday
Yes.
night.
And that's what our city has come to. And that's like day number 2 of violence in our city in that way.
And that was a result of a peaceful protest.
Peaceful protest.
But
That's
why,
right.
but why are we talking about budgets when we have that kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
All
Anyway.
because you won't nobody tell him that his mess is sweet. All because won't nobody act like he's doing a fine job. Sheesh.
Well, if Miss Levy is listening and AC Dumas is listening, if I would be glad to go and knock on doors to make sure that they went to counter who's ever given out cards for a write-in. I'm just fed up with that. And I want to be walking the streets to make sure that we feel the third ward, that we feel it, and that we're doing.
One thing about it, no matter, she can write her name in the sky, she ain't gonna win. And either way it go, either Miss Bev or AC Dumas gonna take that seat. So guess what? I feel sweet victory in my heart already, because he gonna get his look. And let me tell you, he gonna get his little lemon head looking self up out of there. I can't wait till they vote for that investigation. I'm gonna be throwing looking like that man on the lemon head box. Except for the man on the lemon head box cuter. But I'm gonna get that.
Jamaica.
If I gotta get out here and sell pork rinds on the corner in a brown paper bag, baby, to raise some money, I'm gonna have to get out here and do what I gotta do, because I am.
That's your favorite day.
Pharaoh.
So I want
to tell you that's my name for him.
I want to
Lemonhead. Lemonhead.
I want to respond to Sherry Allen's post. I want to respond to Sherry Allen's post about the 5 recalls. That was corruption. Thousands of people signed paper that they didn't want Lydell. And the corruption.
Gloria,
5.
When they got that Gloria girl, when they put her in timeout, look how smooth this election went.
Thank you.
Gloria, they had that Asian persuasion, counting the darn recall signatures. She losing 5, 6, 9 pages and all this kind of see. Get Gloria up out of there. Gloria needs to be doing some jail time.
No shenanigans. No shenanigans with the absentee ballots. None of that. Not only did they count, well, for what the word we got was that they counted that night before the election results were certified, that they counted it 5 times, and then we still had a recall, and they counted it a couple of more times, and nothing changed. Okay. So
but if Gloria would have been over it, it'd have changed every time. If
Gloria would have been over it when they went back for the recall, they'd have found 5 or 6 more votes. Girl, it's like I said,
more. Then and look, it would have been, and it would have took them 2 weeks to count 72 votes.
Yep. So
we kicked another one of Neely's peoples out. Rose, she showed her hand and got busted trying to stop the peaceful protest. So there's another one that's gotten exposed. So that's Gloria and that's Rose, one by one. Maybe we don't have to
wait a minute. People running around here. Rose putting in work. Rose doing this. Rose dividing the community and helping them Judases.
Not anymore.
The gift that keeps on giving. Well, she gave.
Sherry,
but a lot of them suckers fell for Rose. Lying stuff. And they trying to make
people.
But Carol,
and they trying to make me
who she is now.
And they trying to make me apologize to her about some lies she done told on me, and they cussing me out because I won't call her and say sorry. I die first.
You could have called her and said,
you know what? You all want to see something else?
Yes.
Landon.
I'm here.
We gotta show y'all something.
Right. Remember, y'all, we just gotta laugh sometimes to keep from crying. Right. That's all I got.
Yes.
All right, listen. We were thinking you could help us get this Jedediah guy out of the city. You know, he's going around and laying out caskets and telling the truth to people. He's causing a stir, man. Listen, I tried to help you guys the other weekend when I arrested him, and then nobody showed up at the intake. Listen, the mayor greatly appreciates you.
You tell Hilden we got real stuff going on. He keeps trying to make me do stuff, and then he doesn't want to take the blame, and he acts like he doesn't even know what's going on. I got real criminals I got to catch. Sweet Les Higgins is out. Sweet Les Higgins? Oh, listen. We can take care of him. You know, I can go ahead and catch Sweet Les for you if you want me to. Now, no. We don't need your help, Cleon. Listen, Cleon is the best at evicting people, but I'll take care of him, and then you take care of Jedediah, and we'll meet in the middle and, you know, eat some cookies. And what do I get out of it? You don't get a damn thing. You get to be the chief. Shit.
Good
one.
I love it. You don't get to be the chief and do a job you don't do. And get a check.
All the applause. Yay. We've been waiting for that, Landon.
I love it.
Very good. Needed that at this 12th hour.
I know.
Well, let me ask you ladies this. Let me ask you Pearl Clutchers this. What do you think about the fact that, and I meant to ask Gil when he was on here, what do you think about the fact that when children are being kidnapped, when women are being held and being human trafficked, when people's homes are being shot up 2 and 3 times and they have to call Councilwoman Burns because the police won't come? What do you think about that when the residents can't get any police protection, can't get the police to show up under any circumstances, life or death, but they're at city council ready to whoop law-abiding citizens for whispering to their neighbor on beck and call for Liddell and Candace? What do you think
they
about
only got 6 weeks to do it, Carol. They're in big doo-doo. So just hold on to your pearls. We're going to have us some more pearl clutchers. That's for damn sure.
I know. Look, at the rate we're going, we might be here another time.
There you go.
Man.
Carol, let it go, girl. They're gone.
They're
it's
gone.
Ours now. That third ward is ours.
Yay!
So
go AC, go Bev, go AC, go Bev.
That's right.
Nah.
Other council races, the regular. When is the regular council?
That's next year. It'll be next year.
Ooh,
the mayor and all the council people will be next year.
Landon said he's gonna post the episode next week, so he just gave us a teaser.
Oh, okay.
So you all be ready.
Good, I'm waiting.
Yep, you all be ready for that.
All right.
Because I can't wait to see that, because we do. That's gonna be fun, and they're gonna be mad.
It'll be funny.
It'll be
funny. I love
All
it.
right, well, look, ladies, it's 12 o'clock.
Is it 12?
Yeah,
and like Cinderella.
And this got an early morning meeting.
Yeah, I gotta be on the road very early in the morning, so I got
Well,
I'm so glad everybody.
Y'all go ahead and drop on off then. I'm still clutching my pearls because look, no, I'm just kidding.
All right. Well, listen, I am signing off, everybody. Stay encouraged. I mean, I know it's a lot going on, and I know that our community is hurting right now, but we got some beacons of light around here.
That's right.
We got some beacons of light, and I just we need to do what we can to try to keep them encouraged and keep them uplifted. Keep them in prayer. We've got the Fabulous Four on the council. We got our Commissioner Del Rico on here, so hopefully we have some positive things moving forward. If we what the old gospel song said, if we hold on, everything gonna be all right. So we gonna hold on, and hopefully everything will be okay. So
and also
our city, and we will not let chaos and tyranny win.
Absolutely.
And also, I also want to encourage you to file those complaints with your Ethics and Accountability Board, with your police department, with whomever. Go over to the courthouse.
Bump that Ethics and Accountability Board.
Right, I'm with you, Stephanie. Stop telling people to go to where doors are locked.
Listen. You can't go to court if you ain't got no evidence, okay? Other than that, you just getting one more ASS whooping every time you show up. But if you go ahead and write
accountability
the name,
is not collecting data.
what I'm trying to get you to understand is you have a lawsuit against.
Oh,
We
Carol.
can't even find a lawyer to take the lawsuit.
Carol, you got froze.
You froze, Carol.
Yeah, don't go away. Finish your sentence.
She can't finish
Well,
it.
Michael. Oh, she can't hear us either.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna take her down because I don't like her face when she froze. So.
Well, thank you, Michael Clack, for typing up your complaint.
Yes.
But I was just going to say, you know, I hope people will continue to stay engaged and come out and support, you know, because when they see us coming together like this, I mean, that frightens them. That frightens them.
That's right.
And they know their time is short-lived because the year's going to go by real fast, too. And they've all got to run again. And Liddell. Who else is that? Candace, Leon,
all of them,
and Judy. All of them, but those four need to be very scared.
Now, somebody said something in the chat today that she made a comment that she wasn't running again or something. Don't quote me on that because I didn't.
Who was it?
They asked the question. Did she say? They were asking a question.
And I just want to say before we go, I want to say the names of Tanya Burns, Gregory Winfrey Carter, Mr. Pfeiffer, and Mr. Jarrett.
Right.
I want to say their names. We said the other names too many times. Say the good names. Yay!
That's
say
right.
the good names.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Keep them uplifted because they've got some challenges, but boy, when that dentist get mad, he get mad, and then that brother come along behind him. That brother problem.
Well, you know what? Well, you ladies, you all ready to go in? You all, thank you all for tuning in.
Weaver for mayor. I see
late
that.
Night. I'm so glad you all stayed up with us to clutch your pearls as we clutch ours. And I know. Jamaica, thanks for coming.
Yeah,
thank you for having me again.
Thank you, Mayor Weaver. Great idea. Thank you, Stephanie, and thank you. Oh my God.
And thanks to our special guest Gil for for coming and hanging out with us. We appreciate you.
And
Mr. Hendricks
lost.
And
Carol.
Our technologically challenged pearl clutcher, Carol.
Hating on her. I believe it too.
And Mr. Hendricks, thank you.
I know we can't wait for the next episode, Landon.
And as you were showing us that clip, I was thinking, I will watch this as a full episode. So.
I know.
More to come. More to come.
So,
But
good night, ladies. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining.
Everybody. Good night. Okay, we'll see you next time, and it'll be real soon.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, see you guys.